Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday live stream. This will be your morning update. So let's just jump into it. A lot of things to go over. I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes so we can spend a little more time on Q&A. So first of all, just like the title and thumbnail suggest, I'm looking at right now as a time to buy for me. And this is, of course, my goals. My goals are not your goals. You may have different outcomes that you want to pursue, but this is just what I'm doing. And for a lot of you who have been here for quite some time, you know, there is the option to do absolutely nothing. Just sit in the background and go, okay, let's see what happens and how this all plays out. Let's see if tariff is going to be something big. Let's see if we get some rate cuts. Let's see if the M2 money supply continues to grow. I'm just going to do nothing. And that's fine. You can do that. Now, for me, I take a look at this and I think this might be an actually good time to buy, or it could be a mistake. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a look at the risk levels. And this is from Ben's website, Into the CRYPTOVERSE, links in the description. Most of this stuff, there's some things that are free, but I think for this one, I think this actually is free on this part. But a whole lot of lists and things that you can go through, 10% off the first month, all that great stuff. What I want to take a look at is these things called the risk levels. More specifically, I'm not so concerned with altcoins. They are really getting shellacked. But let's take a look at Bitcoin and the risk level, which is at below 0.5. And of course, you have to take this information and kind of condense it as best you can, because there's a lot of different indicators you want to look at to see if this is the right time for that. For me, when things start to go below 0.5, I start to pay attention and say, okay, this might be a good time to buy. When it goes below below 0.4 and into the 0.35, I think this is an even better time to buy. And of course, 0.1 to 0.2 is a no-brainer for me. So for this one, we can just see that right now, the risk level is at 0.487. So it topped off, or it fell below the 0.5. So when this happens, I have to buy. Now, when the risk levels go lower, let's say that my buy is, I buy $10 a day of Bitcoin at this level. When it gets to 0.4, if it drops to 85,000, I will double that and buy about $20 worth. When it gets to 0.35, I'll double that. And when it gets to 0.3, which I don't think it's going to, at 64,000, then I will triple that. And that is called dynamic DCAing. If that sounds foreign to you, there's a link in the description under the crypto critical videos, and we can talk about dynamic dollar cost averaging. But today, what we're going to focus on is are these risk levels at 0.4. So how does that look if we take a look at it over a time frame? Actually, what I want to see is, first, I'm going to show you two things. Historical risk levels is an easier way to see this, and also color-coded. So let's blow this up, shall we? So here, today, let me increase this. We can see in the blue is the Bitcoin price. Nice price action, right? Bitcoin 119, 120,000 or so. Today, I think it's below, it's like 108,000, 107,000 like we took a look at. And we can see that the Bitcoin risk level was teetering above this 0.5, almost 0.6. So for me, this isn't a great time to buy. 119,000 makes a lot of sense, right? But as we start to see that the price drop again over time, it starts to reduce that Bitcoin risk level, but it's still held above the 0.5 number. Now then, as we've gotten lower, we can see that on September 17th of October, it would have been a pretty reasonable buy at 106,000. And then right today, it's at 108, 107,000, and the risk level is 0.48. But what does this look like? Would this be a great thing to use as a sell indicator? It can. But I prefer to look at these historic risk levels as more of like buying opportunities. So take a look at these monstrous dips into the 0.1 levels. Let's go back. Well, 2015 isn't even fair because, yeah, it's $211. That's kind of brain dead easy. But we take a look at December 2018. It pretty much called the bottom when Bitcoin was 3,400. The Bitcoin risk level is 0.1. Wouldn't it have been great to tripling up your buys at that time? Then we come over here to 2020 during this coronavirus thing. I can't even get it down to that wick. But you're looking at $5,000. Not a bad time. And then over here, 2022 in November, actually, excuse me, this is in June, when Bitcoin was at 20,000. So you can see that it missed the absolute bottom of the Bitcoin price of 16,900. Again, no indicators are 100% correct. All indicators are wrong, some are useful, right? But if we come over here and we were down to that 0.1 level, wouldn't you have been okay with buying $20,000 Bitcoin and just kind of waiting and tripling up as it starts to go down and down and down. I think you would have been okay. You've been pretty happy today, I can tell you that. Even though some people are crying because it went below its 120,000, 124,000, or 126,000 all-time high. But if you were accumulating, you would be okay. It just takes time, and that's a problem with a lot of people. They don't want to take time. They want to be rich today, and they want it to happen in 24 hours, but unfortunately it doesn't happen like that. My job is just to kind of make things a little bit more sensible and to keep you in the game before, you do something irrational. And of course, I can't talk to you about your goals. Those are your goals. So moving into this, and finally, I will say, this is a great way to look at it, these risk levels. There's one more thing I want to take a look at, which is this color-coded risk metric. And I want to give you both sides of the story, because if we're talking about how great this is as far as buying, is this a great thing for selling? Well, not so fast. What I like about this is you can color code these risk levels. Let's turn them all off, shall we? Let's take a look at 0.0.1 to 0.2. These are all great times to buy, I think. Let's see, what do we got here? So 4,300, 4,500, wait, take a look at. This was only one day. Wow. 13th of March 2020. Pretty good day. Of course, the buy. 16,000, 19,000. It went all the way up to, I want to say, 22,000. So pretty good. But now I want to show you something else. We're in the 0.4 to 0.5 range, right? So if we're taking a look at that, not a bad time to buy, but look at this. In 2017, 19,000. Wouldn't you feel kind of bad if you started to buy at the risk level of 0.49 at $9,300 for Bitcoin, and then it just kept dropping? And this was in March of 2018, so pretty right after the blow off top in December. And then you were buying at 9,000, 9,700, 8,300, somewhere around there, and then it just dropped to 6,000. Well, now you're down like 20%. Then it goes up and down, and then it just falls off a cliff over here, and you're down into the 4,000 range. You're like 60% down. You probably wouldn't feel too great at this time. Now, if you stuck around, everything works out, but you don't want to do that. You want to be rich today, damn it. And these are the things that you have to think about, because it's going to take some time. And then if we take a look at let's take a look at time to sell. How about 0.7 to 0? Actually, I guess I'm really not making my point on this one. It is pretty well for 0.7 to 0.8. And 5,000, or 60,000, 67,000, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I guess this is pretty good. Hold on, this can't be right. It's not that easy, I will tell you. Let's see. Let's take this off. This one. And let me take off 0.4, 0.1, and 0.1. Okay. This is where it gets a little dicey, because it just depends on your time frame. Like, look at this one. And I'm gonna cherry pick data, because people usually cherry pick data for the good stuff. I'll cherry pick it for the bad stuff. If you're at 0.45 and you're doing what I'm doing today, you were buying at around the 0.5 levels, you would have bought in 2021 at 40,000. Now it would have rocketed up to 67,000, and then down it went. Actually, I take that back. Most of the stuff that I'm talking about is really relatively in range with what it is. Hold on. 0.4 to 0.5. I guess the only way I could see it is, again, coming here, 0.4 to 5. You're buying at, no, this is actually even not too bad. Unless you pulled one of these things, you bought in March at 46,000 and dropped to 24,000. I guess that's not so bad. Anyhow, I guess I'm going against my own point. Risk levels are pretty damn good. Anyhow, let me know what you think about that in the comments section. Looking pretty good. And then lastly, before we get out of here and do a little Q&A, I just want to remind everybody that as we get into the blow-up bull market, you're going to have to sell at some point. Maybe you don't sell, maybe you do. Maybe you're like me, you want to offload some of your altcoins. As a reminder, Kraken is giving a discount to sign up, and I have brokered them. I brokered them this deal so you guys get a better deal. So if you don't use Kraken, you can sign up, And if you put in $200, you get 25 bucks. Actually, I actually brought them down to $100. So if you sign up for Kraken, put in 100 bucks, you get 25 bucks. That's pretty good. It's like a 25% return, and you get within 30 days. And then also, I don't know why they're doing this, but I think this is a pretty great deal, and I'm going to partake in this one. It's the bonus, up to 2% deposit bonus. If you go in there right now and you're on your app and you click on this thing that says up to 2% deposit bonus, all you got to do is put in 2% of cash or crypto, could be crypto, leave it on the exchange. And I know that goes against the rules. I get it, that some of you are gamblers. And if you put in like $1,000, you get an extra 20 bucks. All you got to do is leave it in there for 14 days. Because the end of October is when this deal goes away. And after that, 14 days, they pay you in their stable coin, USDG. So you can put up $10,000, you get 200 bucks, 100,000, get $2,000. You put in $1 million, you get $20,000. And that's the deal right now. I got to tell you, if you believe that Kraken's not going to collapse in the next 24 days, since it has been around since June 2011, maybe this is something to look at. Anyhow, links in the description, you can check that out. And that's it for today. So look, if you like today's video, thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. Now we'll get into a little Q&A, keep it short, and I'll get you guys out of here. And off we go. Let's see. On the 13th day. Yeah, 13th, 14th day. The 14th, I believe it was. Waffle says, Kramer says that crypto is going to pump. The top must be in. It's always a funny joke, right? You know, Jim Cramer is not a complete moron. He has made some relatively decent calls, but just lately, I don't know what it is. He's like the anti-crypto indicator. But it's like that trader Wynn who continues to get liquidated on millions of dollars. Just follow him and do the exact opposite. We'll see. Hit the likes. Good morning. Crownsonator. Careful out there. I've seen a few ledger devices, paper letters moving about on paper that ask you to scan the QR. Don't do it. You know what? Mullet even sent me that letter. I need to talk about that. Actually, I can't show you because I think it's got his address on it. But yeah, these things are going out in the mail. It looks like it's from Ledger, and it says, hey, scan this QR code because we're doing some update, we're doing something else. Just know that the rule is everything's a scam until proven otherwise. So if you get something like that, and you think first of all, it's a scam. But if you get something else where you're not totally sure, reach out to the source, go directly to the Ledger website. If you get something from TANGEM, go directly to TANGEM. If you get something from Coinbase or Kraken, go directly to Kraken and say, hey, did you send me a code for me to update my my portfolio? No, we didn't do that. That's a big scammer. So just very simple. Just go to the source. That's all you got to remember. Go to the source. Go to the source. Everything's a scam. Even me. I'm scamming you guys right now. If you think like that, I think it'll be a little bit more. You'll probably be better and make it. Yeah, I'm an eternal optimist. Meme is an eternal optimist with Polygon. And Meme says, isn't Polymarket running on Polygon? Yes, except for either between 24 and 48 hours ago, they said that they're now allowing Solana to be used on the platform. So before it was Polygon and because it's Polymarket, and now it looks like they're allowing Solana. So see how that plays out. Oh, Michelle says CPI report dictates buying. It's coming in cool based on UK report. Well, let's see what the CPI numbers say. I don't know if you're talking about CPI in the UK because the government's still shut down over here. I don't think we're gonna get that report. I could be wrong. Correct me in the comments. Yeah, Jim Cramer. Let's see. They come in as your mailbox. No, don't do it. That's true. Let's see. Coinbase app is not ballistic. Echo Lee is correct. Kraken is one of the oldest and high-level security. My favorite exchange. Mine too. It makes things very easy. I like the app. It's super simple to set up. And before anybody asks, all it is an affiliate code. So if you're going to use it, use that affiliate code. If you can't stand the thought of using an affiliate code, go right to the source, go right to Kraken, sign up. It's just that you won't get the $25 bonus. That's all. Slow noob, I'm digging this early show. Thanks. I'm trying to keep this light. Oh. Ah. Mullet says he blocked the address. Okay, I'll do that tonight. What's happening with Flappy Bird? I have no idea what that project is. I'm on a NDA, so I can't talk about those things. But if you look it up, I think it's a dead project. Let's see. I still think Q4 will be good. Robin's 100% in a row. Usually little bot. Very true. Bill says, Robinhood with no fees and a smaller spread is still the way to go for top coin buys. I have heard good things about Robinhood. I only use them for my equities or stocks. And I think nobody needs your secret words. And lastly, I'll leave it with Mullet, what he says here. NDA, not doing anything. And I think that's on some days in the market, as we start to see these massive shifts, it's nothing to do. And sometimes it's best just to sit back and go, we'll see how it all plays out. But that's it for this morning. So everybody, thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. If you like this shorter version of the update, put a link or put a like and subscribe. That's it. I'll see you guys tonight. Hopefully the day doesn't fully collapse. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Adios.